Yes. What is good, my people? Welcome back to Computer Music Academy's weekly homework podcast. My name is Tashir Say. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Welcome to week 106 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast. Shout out to our man, Black Monk, for that intro. We'll be using that for the next couple of weeks, then moving on to something else. This week, what are we doing? Well, we've done over the last 2 seasons, we've done this thing called Mimic. And it's exactly how it sounds. It's where we mimic a particular producer's style. We did Timbaland, we did Rick Rude, which those were from 2014, and those did okay as far as, the amount of response we got from the producers and, on YouTube and whatnot. And then I was actually thinking about eliminating it. But then this year I said, well, let's go back. Let's try something different. And we came with somebody that's a little more universal that everybody really appreciates. And that was Dr. Dre. And that particular podcast did very well in all areas. So shout out for that. So then I said, well, I want to do this again, but I don't want to take it. We had a lot of success with the Dr. Dre one, but I don't want to take it to where it actually tanks again because I choose a particular person and not everybody is really caring for that person. So I said, well, why don't we switch it up? And I came up with the idea of you, the person who is actually participating in this particular podcast. You pick a producer that you like and you mimic their style. Because let's be real, all of us are inspired by somebody. There's something that we heard from someone that actually pushed us to do what we do. If you're a drummer, you may be a Neil Peart or a Pretty Purdy type of dude. If you're a guitarist, you may like Jimi Hendrix, that kind of thing. So when it comes to producers, who inspires you? And we actually have 3 submissions this week that I'm really eager to get to. Starting off with a man and somebody he's mimicking. I'm very eager to hear. My man, DJ Lockturnal. Let's go.
Just listen to the melody.
That's what the hell I'm talking about. DJ Nocturnal doing his greatest Ninth Wonder impression. And I was kind of hoping he went there, seeing as both of them are from the Carolinas. Ninth Wonder is from the north, and Nocturnal is from the south. Very, very cool impression. I really enjoyed that. He even went down to like the kind of flat kick and snare that Ninth is known for. I really, really like that. Ninth is one of my dudes, man. It's amazing that I knew nothing about Ninth Wonder until, oh man, when he really started to blow up to me was when he got on the Jay-Z joint for the Black Album. And then I started going backwards and checking out a lot of his stuff. And didn't even realize, because I'm an idiot, didn't realize that he was the man behind all of the Little Brother stuff. I wasn't paying attention to, like that. But man, that's a very great impression of Ninth. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. By the way, if you haven't checked them out, I'm going to advise you put a little money to the side. It's going to be $20. But there's 2 documentaries that they've done on Ninth Wonder. One called The Wonder Year, which was the first one that came out. I think that was 2014. And the one for 2015 that came out was called The Hip Hop Fellow. Very, very in-depth, very cool documentaries. I want to say they're not in the typical documentary style, but they are. But it's very cool how they put them together. They basically follow Ninth around for what amounts, I believe, is like a year, and just show how he does his thing and what he's involved in and his family and his students. And they're very, very cool. I'm going to say buy them because they're very cheap. You're going to get them $10 a piece. So like I said, $20. Look them up. I forgot the name of the company offhand that actually has both of them streaming for VOD, but please look those movies up. You want to be inspired, you want to be pumped to make some beats and to make a difference in music afterwards. Watch those documentaries, trust me. But this dude, Locke, man, on point. If I'm not mistaken, he actually used that sample before. I know Apollo Brown has and a couple of other people, but loved his use of it. Like I said, love the drums. I love the pacing. I love the syncopation. I love everything about it. The chops, especially when it got, I think it's like the 140 where it really got into that Ninth Wonder style that everybody tries to mimic. In their music. Man, very cool. Mixed very well. Sounds good. Everything was on point. So thank you, my man, DJ Nocturnal, for locking that down, my man. All right, coming back up to Detroit, checking in with my man. I'm interested in hearing this, and I'll tell you why afterwards. My man, Mr. Wallace, let's go. Yes, Mr. Wallace coming through with if you didn't pick it up, a Swizz Beatz impression. And I got to give him props. It's actually very accurate. There's a lot of annoying noises in there. I like Swizz. I like early Swizz, but at the same time, I kind of like the later Swizz, like the post 2000 Swizz. But early, previous to 2000 Swizz was on point. That dude was nasty. I think we first started hearing from him like in 97, 98, somewhere in that area when he started doing, all the Rough Rider stuff, DMX, Eve, Locks. He started producing stuff for Jay-Z and a couple other places. Very, very accurate. A lot of the kind of sounds and the fill-ins with the crazy drum fill-ins. What else? I mean, the high pitched flute. Yeah. Just a lot of randomness. One thing that he had back in the day, he had a sound set that was just, you knew it was a Swizz Beatz because he constantly used like the same sounds and then the same type of sounds. And then later on, he expanded a little bit more. Like one of my favorite beats is On to the Next One by Jay-Z from, I think that was the Blueprint 3, not Blueprint 3. Was it not Blueprint? I can't remember what it is. I think it is Blueprint 3. But yeah, I really like that joint. On to the next one, on to the... That joint's stupid. So here you got Mr. Wallace. And I'm a little disappointed. I'm not disappointed in the beat. I'm disappointed in his motive. Because he went with something that he specifically says he really does not care for. He does not like Swizz Beatz. So I'm thinking like, wait a minute. The challenge was to actually pick somebody that you are motivated by. Somebody that inspired you to make beats or whatever. And he picked somebody that he really didn't care for. But I do give him props because he said he wanted the challenge of doing something that he really doesn't like or really has not done before. So I will give him props for that. But at the same time, it's like, oh man, what you could have done with someone else that you really cared for. But I did like this joint. It was very accurate, very, very accurate. So massive props for that, my man. All right, moving on to the finale of this particular episode. Another one I'm very interested in hearing. My man, RTO Beats. Let's go. RTO Beatz, closing out episode 106 of the weekly homework assignment / podcast with his impression of Flying Lotus. Yeah, I think you got it, buddy. I think you hit that one right on the nose, my man. Jeez. I'm not the greatest. I'm gonna say not the greatest. I'm not the biggest fan of Flying Lotus. I do like a lot of his work. I'm just not familiar with a lot of it. I'm still learning, as the days go on. But that right there, yeah, that's definitely Flying Lotus, dude. Shout out, in case you didn't know, that he actually comes from a great lineage of musicians because he is the nephew of Alice and John Coltrane. That's one thing I did find out in an interview maybe about a year or two ago. I did not know that. So to have that kind of greatness in your family, and then it makes its way down to you, and you do something entirely different from what they're known for, but you're still a musician. That's one thing I really like about dude. He's a musician. He's not just a sampler, not just a hip hop beat maker. Dude, it appears to me that he makes a lot of the stuff, that he uses in his music, not just sampling or just using hip hop drum kits and instruments, that kind of thing. Dude is like a true musician. I love how he thinks. And I love his sound, man. So I'm definitely going to be doing a little bit more digging on him because, like I said, I'm not familiar with a lot of his work, but I think a decent amount of it. But the way RTO came with this, man, yeesh, had the right swing and groove and the right type of jazzy type sounds. It sounded like when it actually goes into that one breakdown, almost sounds like Living My Life in the Sunshine, almost. But yeah, jeez, dude, accurate, very accurate. Definitely sounds like, because in case you guys didn't know, I haven't watched it in years, but I used to be a huge fan of Adult Swim, and that's how I found out that real hip hop producers were getting over, because they would use like Dilla stuff, and I swear they used some Apollo Brown at some point. Definitely some Flying Lotus and Madlib and a couple of other well-known, I guess you would say underground producers, because they're not mainstream like that, even though they get work, they are paid, that kind of thing. So Flylo has done a nice amount of work for Adult Swim. And man, this definitely sounds like something that they will play in those intermissions where they give you the black screen and the text. And a little fun fact, that's why I do a lot of the stuff I do. If you ever watched some of the CMA stuff, like it's commercials or whatever, where I just have black screen, white text, that's where I get that inspiration from. So shout out to Adult Swim for that, I guess. But yeah, this just rocks, just swings, and is cool, and it's head nod, nasty. RTO has been on top of his game, dude. Do not stop. Please. Excellent submission, my man. And that's it for this week, my people. So shout out to RTO Beatz, shout out to Mr. Wallace, and of course, DJ Nocturnal. And finally, thank you for watching, listening, sharing our videos, commenting, and being a part of what we do every single week. And every single week, I invite you to come join us. You have yet to do so. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you right, the one I'm pointing the finger at. You right there. Yeah, you. Bring yourself over to computermusicacademy.com and join us. It's that simple. I'm done for the week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.